Champione! Champione!
It's not a sport for weak dogs.
Huh?
At a really unbelievable moment.
Well done.
How you doing?
The second person in the UK to ever get a KNPV?
Yeah, it's PH1, yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Unbelievable. That's not the only thing you've done though, is it?
No, I think I was probably one of the first. Yeah, we'll do it in a minute. I was one of the first men probably to do IPO 3 and a couple of super trophies with a Malinois in this country.
And name of the dog?
Dog von Zieterland.
One of the best I think we've seen.
Strong genetics, yeah.
Amazing, he's incredible.
Tough dog, good work dogs.
How long did it take you to get your PH1 work-wise?
Nearly 2 years.
Enjoyed it?
Yeah, hard work though.
I saw you at some
Hardest
stages.
sport there is. There's no other sport compared to KNPV, none.
Not even compared to IPO?
No.
No comparison?
No. Good lad.
What's the hardest exercise at KNPV?
What, to teach or learn or?
Learn, teach.
All of it. It's all hard.
There must be something that you particularly thought this is a fucking nightmare.
For me was a search.
Search.
The dog's so hectic, the dog's high in drive, he's hard to keep quiet, keep calm. Super search dog, but just, it was hard work. I was lucky to get 2 articles. Very lucky.
OB, you think it's easier or harder?
In the beginning, it's very hard to keep him quiet. The obedience is difficult. KNPV, they like it a little bit more pressured, not so drivey. But I believe that's a good thing anyway, more control. This took some time, what I tell you, man. Okay. Yeah, good. Okay, come. Good lad, fast. Good. Good lad, fast. Yeah, good. Good lad, Emma. Yeah, so fit.
Danny, what was it like being the, I think you were the only Englishman on the competition?
Yeah, you know what, it was the best trial I've ever done. In any trialing that I've done, it was the best. I felt so comfortable, so welcome. And to be honest, if they was talking about me, I wouldn't have known anyway, because I don't speak their language. But I had a good time and I got a lot of round of applause, so I must have done all right.
Well done, man. Well done. Well done to this guy as well.
Yeah.
That drive is astronomical.
him, darling. Pull him away, pull him away.
Somebody wants to get involved in KNPV. How would they get involved in London, UK?
Well, they can come to me, or there's a couple of guys up north. They can come to me and talk to me about it, and if they're serious, maybe I can introduce them to a club or some people, or even show them the basics myself.
And what about dogs? What kind of dog do you need to do KNPV?
You can do KNPV with any dog, really, as long as it's got the right drive.
That's it.
Good fight drive, good prey drive, good hunt drive. Very important, it has all drives, and it's strong.
Level-headed.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, level-headed. I mean, but a lot of the dogs are really serious. When you take them out of that environment, you do civil work with them, they're strong dogs. But yeah, in general, you need to, you've got to have the right dog for it.
Oh. Good lad, Rocco. Good boy. Good boy, Rocco. Good lad. Good boy. That's good. Good boy, Rocco. Good lad.
Would you do it again?
I'm doing it again.
That's right.
I've started.
Got the bug now.
From the moment I got up that morning,
Yeah.
I just knew it was right.
Yeah.
I didn't have
You're
no
ready.
nerves.
Yeah.
It's probably looking a little bit flash because it was TV, but I had no nerves on my PH1. I think that's because I was trialling outside of England. English people can be very critical. There's an old saying. All the best dog trainers are always the other side of the line.
Very true. Very true. I think you've been there. You've done that.
I have. Yeah,
You've worn the T-shirt, the
I've done-
jumper, everything.
NASDU,
you've done it all.
NASDU instructor, BIPDT instructor, NTIPDU instructor, IPO 3 with a Malinois that was a security dog that no one said we could do, and a PH1 with a crazy Malinois. Yeah, we've done it.
And that was, I think that was.
Now I'm going to go for ring sport and take over the world.
Watch out!
Jordan! Look! Why didn't you do that on your trial, you little cunt? Still. Good boy. Just turn around the front. Oh my God, he's on. Turn around. It's too quick for you, bro.
It's a tendon, isn't it?
Up fencing! Good show. Good boy. Fast. Yeah, man. Fast. Yeah, man. Good. Fast. Yeah, man. Fast. Good lad. Good boy. Fast. Good. Good lad. Good. Got it. Lost. Hold. Oh, you want to film that?
I want that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. What did you just say?
I said, if you do sport correctly and with the right people, yeah, I believe you can have a good dog at the end of it. A very good dog for work. Okay, if people say sport dogs ain't work dogs, come and test my dogs. Yeah, because you're going to hospital. Every dog I've ever had in sport will do security work. Granted, some can't. They're very robotic, they're trained differently, they don't react, they need commands, they don't think for themselves. But I think if you stick to that foundation, even in security dog training, you're going to have a great foundation. Isn't that right, Anthony?
Yeah. How do you keep that balance?
I'm not getting involved.
Come on, Anthony. Come on, buddy. Come on,
Agree,
share your
Anthony.
views, man.
Agree.
Come on. Share your
True,
views.
innit? Do you think sport dogs, if they're trained correctly, can be strong civil dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can change them because the foundation's right.
And is there a balance you got to get? Do you know what I mean?
Listen, I'm not mentioning names, I'm not going to get into that realm, but what I've seen over the years, okay, the dogs that come here are just defensive dogs. They're trained to protect themselves. Yeah, they don't work as a team. People don't work as a team with their dogs, so the drives are not done. The helper works the key. If the helper's good, you'll have a great dog. If the helper's shit, your dog's rubbish. End of.
Simple.
We'll back your dogs up. I think most people would anyway. I'm not just being big-headed, but if it's done in defence, the dogs are going to run. If there's good prey there, good hunt, good fight, everything's trained right, the decoy can move with the dog, you'll have a good dog for work. Who to? What, people who've helped me along the way?
Along the way.
Anthony's helped me a lot. Shout to Anthony, he's always there. Hans Pegg, obviously. Evo Hoovers, Bertil is here. One of my oldest and closest friends, Les Edwards, one of the best trainers in this country. I think probably started Schützen with Eric Roberts many years ago. Was a top trainer in the police as well, an ACPO instructor. Gavin Hepworth.
You're on the spot, buddy.
Andre. There's so many different people that's helped me out with what I do. Stefan, he's been my rock, you know, he's always there for me, always helps me training. We help each other. Great trainer, great NASDA instructor. Yeah.
One thing I've always noticed, the family atmosphere at Pitch,
You know,
it's always everyone helps everyone.
it's the same, you know, we've got great decoys. We've got Scott. Scott's another family member. I love Scott to death. He's a good guy. You know, we all learn together, we all work together, we all feed off each other. We've travelled Europe. And all the people at the club in Holland have helped me massively, including Garrett. Top geezer.
Garrett.
Got to do with bread dogs. You know what I mean?
Travelled across Europe.
Travelled Europe. Shit. I've been travelling Europe for about 12 years, 13 years. Germany, Belgium, Holland, everywhere.
Air miles must be fucking epic.
Knowledge is key, and you're always learning. Always learning. Don't matter how many certificates you've got, how many trials you've done, your next dog's always going to be a different dog. Your next client's always going to be different. Everything's going to be different. You've got to keep working, keep learning, and stay humble in this business. That's what I believe.
Massively. And I think that's
Too much talking will get you nowhere.
Amen.
You work hard, you'll get what you want.
Very true. TV. New generation.
Misty. Oh, no.
Good. Good boy. Good. Fast. Good boy, Emma. Good lad. Good. Fast. Yeah, good. Fast. Good. Ah, good boy.
I love it. Go for it.
Yeah, pass out.
That's how you do it.
Alpha, see you later. Look at that dog, man.
That is
This
an
is a
epic
shit.
dog van, isn't it? That's an epic dog van.
Go on,
Okay.
what do you want to ask us? I hate all this, but go on.
You hate this.
Go on. What do you
Does it
want?
matter? Genetics of the dog, prey driven or defense driven or 50-50 or whatever, for real life, for sport, for anything. You just would you categorize them? Is there a difference?
Okay. If you want a security dog, the dog must have defence drive. It must be suspicious. Yeah. We train suspicion. Yeah, because if you're patrolling in the dead of the night, you want the dog to see something suspicious and bark to it. Okay. You don't want it to lock up in prey because then it doesn't become a visual deterrent. Yeah. Security game, there's the 3 Ds. Defend, deter, detect. That's all we want a security dog for. So all this shit running around with sleeves and on suits and all that is rubbish. Yeah, that ain't security dogs. Security dogs, in my eyes, shouldn't even see a sleeve. They shouldn't even see a sleeve. They should think the man is the threat. End of. As long as they bang off and they tell me you're there, and when you come close to me you get bitten, that's all a security dog needs to do. And walk to heel and be putting her down and a sit if there's an emergency.
Sport?
Sport. What about sport?
Can you then, a dog that's been trained on sleeve, let's say suit,
We
aside?
use a lot of sport techniques in our training for security dogs because it produces a higher level of control. That's how we've won all these security. That's how Stefan's won every single security championship in the country, because they can't get that level of obedience that he can because of the sport. So we've used elements of sport in our real training.
Would you want defence in that dog if you're doing this sport?
You don't want defence in a dog that does sport. The only time you want, the helper makes the defence.
Yes.
You don't want a naturally defensive dog. It's no good. It's no good to anyone in sport. End of. I could explain why, but it's too deep. We don't want defensive dogs in sport. End of. We want the helper draws the defence out to make it look strong in the guarding. It's a game. Sport is a game. End of. Anyone says any different, they're lying. It's a game.
Yeah, so Danny, when would you start merging the sort of security side of things after the Good Sport Foundation? When the dog is fully matured, in your opinion, or do you sort of start young, give them views of
To start any form of defensive work, in my opinion, over 14 months old, 14, 15 months old.
and it depends on the dog itself.
Yeah, and it depends on the dog. As helpers and professional decoys, you've got to be able to read the dog and work with the person. You know, that's it really. You just got to be able to suss the dog out. Read the dog, yeah. That's the art of it.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
And a lot of trainers can't do that because they train one way, yeah, and that don't work for every dog. So I believe this is why I've done IPO, this is why I've done KNPV, and KNPV now is my passion. I love it, you know, and I've been taught by some great people. The security, I've trained hundreds and hundreds of security dogs and examined loads of them, and they're all different.
Yeah.
So the training for me, doing sport, doing security work, being out there with my security dog working as well, having live bites, working as a warranted officer, helped me massively. And makes my training more versatile. You know, some people can only train a certain way,
yeah.
some people
With certain
can't.
dogs, yeah.
You know?
100%.
Vision. Try to keep in peripheral vision, don't look at the floor.
Don't look at the floor.
Yeah, look up and be proud and move properly. It's good. Relax. That's it, that's good, that's good. Always put your shoulders back and breathe and look up. You'll get much, much better obedience. Because you're helping the dog too much by staring at him. Looks good though. Very good. Up! Good lad.
Out. You go. Good. Was? Good, Demon. Was? Still.